A follow-up tonight to the criticism of Bend police, who said they could not charge a woman after she walked onto another person's property naked. Matthew Draxton looks at the state's public indecency law and how Bend residents feel about it.
I don't think you should be able to walk down the street naked. That's just, I don't want to see that.
I think we should work to desexualize our human bodies unless it's an act of sexual behavior.
Local residents react after a video from a Bend man went viral. It shows his reaction after police said a naked stranger on his property could not be arrested for indecent exposure. The law in the state of Oregon says people can legally walk the streets naked as long as they're not participating in sexual intercourse, nor have the intent to arouse another individual or themselves.
The fact is that being naked in public in Oregon is not a crime. Public and private indecency both have the requirement that there has to be an intent to arouse in order for it to rise to the level of a crime.
Miller says there has to be convincing evidence of arousal.
We can't just arrest people because we feel or people think that maybe that was the case. They have to have evidence, and that can be challenging.
Officers can determine if there is intent by speaking with the person making a complaint, the person without clothing, and any witnesses of the event.
If that evidence isn't obvious, or if it isn't present, or there isn't evidence to support it, then that is not going to fall under that public indecency statute.
In 2001, Terry Sue Webb, a nude activist and a Bend resident at the time, disrobed in court. She was on trial for riding her bike naked and appeared in court in just cowboy boots. She was sentenced to a year's probation for contempt. For many, opinions are split between having respect for others and personal freedoms.
I like my freedoms. That's why I'm American. But then that comes at a cost, and the cost would be to our children. And
there should be repercussions for people that violate, social, human decency and social norms, like public indecency.
Some states offer like nude beaches or certain areas where they can go and express themselves that way.
Others believe state legislators should reevaluate the current law.
I think that there has to be guardrails, if not rules and guidelines, etc., and that's one that I know for a fact that many people would find offensive, especially if there was kids.
I'm definitely open to learning more about it and understanding more about the laws surrounding it, because there could always be some flaws and some room for change.
In the U.S., there is no federal law prohibiting nudity, leaving states to decide. Though Oregon's public indecency laws are unique, they do not stand alone. We're not the only state in allowing public exposure. Matthew Draxton, News Channel 21.